hello, welcome back, or welcome for the first time. Chance here with the virtual Y for Friday's awesome chair yoga practice. Now, yoga is such a special thing. I made a post earlier today about yoga is magic. Whatever your definition of magic is, um, yoga is that. I don't know. I don't know how better to describe it. If you believe in nature and growing and chemistry and all of whatever definition of magic you have, the inexplicable, the divine, the whatever it is, practicing yoga is going to make you believe further in the unknown or the power of magic. Um, Yoga can be, a lot of things. It can be a lot of things to different people. And it should be. You should have a personal relationship with yoga, a personal practice. Because yoga simply means to unite, to join together, to harness together. For my definition of that, that means harnessing the mind and the body and the spirit into the present moment, putting it all together and being whole right here and now. Now, some days my mind distracts me, doesn't allow me to even notice or practice yoga or remember to be mindful or whatever. And other days I just find myself practicing, doing poses and breathing and stuff. But the thing about it is, every time, it's always here. You don't need a teacher. You don't need stretchy pants. You don't need a mat. All you need is a mind and a body. And, maybe the floor, maybe a chair. For this practice, we're going to use a chair. And the aim or the goal of this practice doesn't have to be doing magic, understanding my own magic, my own physiology, my own superpowers. It doesn't have to be that deep. All we have to do in any yoga practice, the simplest, most modest goal, should just be to observe what is. Observe what is here. Observe how our body is. Observe how it feels. Use these different poses and breathing techniques to see or feel or experience what's going on, what's already here in our body. And, when you just observe long enough, you start to uncover stuff. And that's what I'm talking about. So if you're turned off by the idea of yoga being magic, I also believe that nature is magic. If you look at like a budding flower or anything growing out of the ground, I think that's pretty magical too. So in that same context, in that same idea, this is how you tap into your nature. This is how you can grow better. This is how you can fall back into harmony with the nature that is not only all around you, but all within you. So let's sit up tall. Press the soles of the feet into the ground. If your chair is a little too tall and your feet are dangling off the edge, get yourself a pillow or a folded blanket or something so that you have, your feet supported, your feet onto the ground. Okay, next we're going to use a technique in yoga called Ujjayi pranayama. Big word. So the translation, not necessarily the translation, but what we call it in English is ocean breath because of how it sounds. So we're just going to make our breath sound like the ocean. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. If you heard my breath, it's because I'm practicing this Ujjayi breath. You're using a slight constriction in the back of the throat, the same area that you make like a snoring sound with, but you're not making a snoring sound. You're making like a whooshing sound, a shushing sound, a soothing flow that starts to resemble the ocean. So I'm just going to take a few breaths, and you can practice along. Deep, full breaths all the way down into your belly. And thorough breaths all the way out. while keeping your spine long and your shoulders relaxed. In and out. Just a couple more to notice how does your body start to feel. Right away you might start feeling soreness, stiffness, tension, tightness, or you might start feeling loose or light or tingly or hot. All of those things take place, but we want to keep on breathing the entire practice in this big, luscious way, because the breath is the medicine. More oxygen leads to better chemical reactions within our body, leads to better cellular regeneration, and casting out of lactic acid or the knots and junk hanging out in our muscles and tissue. So, with that breath, just a couple more. Remember, we're just observing. Next, let's start shrugging our shoulders up towards our ears on our inhale, and down and away from our ears on our exhale. In and up, down and back. In and up, down and back. Keep going, observing. What do you notice in your shoulders, your neck, your heart? What happens around the spine, the ribs? What do we find here? Just a couple more. Go nice and slow. Maybe there's little snaps and crackles and pops. Maybe there's tension or stiffness. But if you find pain, ease off. You don't want to push hard into pain. You just want to be aware that it's there. And ease yourself into comfortable discomfort, not into pain. Good. Next, we're going to sweep the arms up when we breathe in. Keep the shoulders low, but reach the arms up. On your exhales, lower the arms down like you're taking flight. Remember that nice, loud breath. It's very easy to forget. But the practice is remembering. Oh, my breath isn't as deep as it could be. Okay, as soon as you remember, there you are again. Observing the power of the breath. One more big inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the arms down. This time, let's reach the right hand high. Bend the elbow and bring the pinky side of the elbow in between the shoulder blades. Reach that elbow straight up into the air. And take your left hand, capture that elbow on your inhale, and on your exhale, grounding down through the right side of the seat. Lean your torso to the left. Keep relaxing your shoulders away from the ears. And recognize this might get a little intense, so don't push it too hard. Once again, we don't want pain. We don't want extreme discomfort either. Just the edge of our comfort zone, where we're mostly comfortable, but the presence of discomfort is there, but manageable. You can press the back of your head into that elbow or forearm. Keep on lengthening your low back. Turn your attention to the breath. How are your lungs filling? How are they deflating? Observe anywhere in your body that feels tight. And through that observation, see if you can soften it, surrender, release. Big breaths. Last big inhale here. Your next inhale will reach the arms wide, go slow. See if there's any tingling in that right hand, any release in the shoulders, the arms, the heart. Take maybe a couple breaths of shrugging the shoulders or leaning around, just organic movement to see how stuff shifts. On your next inhale, we'll reach the left hand high and bend that left elbow, bringing the pinky side of the hand toward in between the shoulder blades. Now, not everybody can reach all the way there. All you got to do is get as far as you can comfortably. If available, we'll reach that right hand up to capture that left elbow as best you can. Maybe you can't capture it, that's all right. You can hold the elbow vertically, and on your exhale, ground down to the left side of the seat, reaching the torso toward the right. Bring full attention to the breath. Press the back of the head into that elbow or forearm. Keep length in the low back. Keep relaxing the shoulders. Take one more big, deep inhale here. A thorough exhale. Your next inhale, reach both arms wide. Oh, how nice. Just notice, is there heat or tension, draining, tingling, whatever minor sensations. Like I said, you can picture it in your mind as magical stuff moving around. Stars and glitter and whatever it is, you know, like fire, whatever, ice, whatever it is. We've all seen superhero movies or Disney movies or whatever. Imagine that going on in your body. Feel it. There's actually chemistry happening. There's electricity happening. There's real processes, natural healing stuff taking place. So feel into it. The more that you observe it, the more important it becomes to you, and the more that you can tap into that divinity, that magic, more often. Good, so we've done some shoulder stuff. Let's get into the length of the spine here. Planting down through the soles of the feet. Take a deep breath out. Keep the spine reaching vertically. On your inhale, let's reach the arms high. And on your exhale, we'll lead the heart toward the knees and round through the spine. Let your head hang heavy. On your inhale, we'll lengthen the spine, paralleling your chest to the ground. And on the exhale, we'll fold forward again, rounding the spine, maybe tucking the chin. And inhale, reach all the way high. Nice and slow. Hands together at heart center on your exhale. Feel whatever sensations are there. Again, we'll do this whole series 3 more times. Breathe in, reach the arms high. Breathe out, fold forward, rounding the spine. Go slow, feel all your vertebrae moving. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Reach through the crown of the head as far away from the tailbone as you can, paralleling the spine to the ground. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one, breathe in, sweep the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Attention, observation in your body. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a couple breaths. Notice what shifted in your body. Maybe it's little snaps and crackles and pops. Maybe it's heat. Feel these sensations. They're there. We have our mind so programmed to not even pay attention to these things. But this is our practice. We're observing our mind and our body in the present moment. So let's bring the right foot out to the side. We'll get into these hips. A little strengthening and a little stretching right here. So when you bring this right toe out to the side, you want to point it directly out to the side. We're going to extend the left leg as far in the other direction as we can and have that knee straight. If you can get the sole of your foot onto the ground, that's ideal. Press the sole of your foot into the ground. This knee is pretty straight as you can get it. I'll bring both arms out to the side for this modified warrior 2. And what we're going to do here to really engage this pose is press your feet into the ground and try to traction them towards each other as you're gripping the ground. You might start to feel some deep stretching or strengthening going on in your inner right thigh, as well as the outer right thigh. Now, with our arms wide, we want to reach up tall through the low back and also relax the shoulders away from the ears. Big breaths. And observe every exhale where you can soften. It's the observation that we're practicing here. There's really no right or wrong unless you're doing it to the point it's painful. That's not the way we want to do it. We want it to be comfortable with the presence of a manageable amount of discomfort. This is where we learn. On our next exhale, we'll take extended side angle, or this modified version. You can bring your right elbow to your right knee. Reach your left hand long, look up toward that left hand. Open that side body, even roll your torso open a little more. And point your chin towards your upper hand. Big breaths will reveal all these different spaces in your body that have been forgotten. And on your inhale, we'll come all the way back up. Bring your feet back together. We'll take the second side. So notice what happened. Hips, does it feel worked? Does it feel stretched, warm? Whatever you're experiencing, pay attention to it. Your body is highly capable of sensing itself. It's just out of practice. We don't often spend a lot of time considering our body. So let's point this left toe directly out to the left. Reach that right foot as far out to the right as you can, straightening that right knee as best you can, and pressing the sole of your foot into the ground. Arms open to both sides. Chin goes right above that left shoulder. Reach up tall through the low back. Traction the feet into the ground to engage those hips. As you're breathing, observe where is it hard to breathe into. Take one more big breath here. And exhale for this extended side angle. Reach that right hand overhead and to the left, making your right arm in an extended angle with that left, or that right leg rather. So it's like your whole side body is a big ramp. An inclined plane, a growing graph. Roll your shoulders open to shine your heart more toward the sky if you can. Obviously, you're going to be feeling various pressures within your body. If you can point your chin up towards your upper hand, take a couple deep breaths. Just observe these very complex intersections that just don't get enough attention. One more big inhale. And we'll come back to center. Walk the feet back in. We'll do a quick outer hip stretch. Since we got those inner hips so good, let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. Press a little pressure into that right knee. Trying to keep that shin square with the ground. Lengthen the low back on your exhale. Gently lower your heart towards your shin. And once you find that comfortable edge where it is no longer comfortable to move forward or lean further in, breathe and observe. That's all we're doing. Finding the edge of our comfort zone in breathing. That does not mean it should be painful. That does not mean it should be extremely uncomfortable. It should be mostly comfortable with the presence of a little manageable amount of discomfort. One more big breath here. Lengthen the low back. Your next inhale, come up. Uncross that leg. Bring the left ankle over the right knee. You can press a little pressure into that left knee. Relax the shoulders. Lengthen the spine. One more big inhale. And lean the heart toward the shin. Big breaths. Observing where is it challenging to breathe into. Observing if your breath naturally starts becoming shallow or hardly existent. Just observe. Next inhale, come up. Uncross the legs. We're going to finish with a nice twist. Remembering that the spine likes a good twist. So does the digestive system, kidneys as well. Take your left hand, place it on the right knee. Place the right hand on the right side of the chair or onto the back of the chair if you can reach it. Point your chin out over the right shoulder. Keep your knees pointing forward. Keep grounding down through the seat. And take some big, full breaths, feeling how those lungs emphasize the twist. Massaging these internal spaces in the body. Back to center. Take the right hand, place it onto the left knee. Left hand grabs the left side of the chair or the back of the chair. Knees point forward. Hips square. Ground down into the seat. Chin over the left shoulder. Big expansive breaths. Come back to center. Place the palms toward the sky. Sit up tall. Relax the shoulders. Take about 5 deep, slow breaths in gratitude. Grateful for the nature around you and the nature within you. On a massive scale, they are one and the same. On a micro scale, as small as you can perceive, it's all the same. Give thanks for your body. Give thanks for the environment that supports your body. Give thanks to the divine, whatever that means to you. Feel connected. Namaste, everyone. Have a great Friday. Hope this was relaxing. Hope this was revealing. And, hope it was inspirational, perhaps. Whatever the case, if you got any questions, feel free to write to me, chanceconnected@gmail. And enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your life.